Hello again, fifth grade. Today we're going to work on multiplying with mixed numbers, something we haven't done yet. So if you have understood the last 2 days, then this will be a piece of cake for you. So multiplying mixed numbers is just like multiplying by fractions, except mixed numbers aren't fractions, are they? Well, they can be. If you remember, if we take a fraction such as 3 1/3, let's say, we can take that mixed number and rewrite it in fraction form. Now, if our part size are thirds here, and I have 1/3 here, I need to think about the whole number in terms of thirds. So there are 3/3 in 1. That means there's double that in 2 and triple that in 3. That means 3 contains 9/3 plus 1 more makes 10/3. So anytime I have a number like 3 1/3, I can also represent it as 10/3 and have the same value, okay? So when it comes to multiplying mixed numbers, that's going to be how we handle it. We're just going to turn them into fractions and then multiply them, knowing that you know how to do that. So let's take the fraction 2 1/3 and convert it to let's take the mixed number 2 1/3 and convert it to a fraction. So if thirds is our part size, how many thirds do we have altogether? Well, there's 3/3 in 1, 6/3 in 2, plus 1 more would make 7/3. Okay, same thing with 1 1/2, but now our part size is halves. We have 1 here as a part, but in the whole there would be 2 more because 2 halves is equal to 1. So that gives us 3 halves altogether. Okay, so now let's multiply. But before we do that, what are we going to do? We're going to simplify every single time, right? We're going to look for an opportunity to simplify. I see that if we swap these numerators, 3/3 is the same as 1 whole. So 7 halves is going to be what's left. And then 7 halves now as a fraction needs to be converted back into a mixed number. So 7 divided by 2 is 3 with 1/2 left over. Okay, so if you haven't written down these steps yet, first thing we want to do, put it into fraction form, simplify if we can, multiply, and then you want to make sure your answer is either a whole number or a mixed number, but anytime there's a fraction, it needs to be in its simplest form. Okay, let's try one more together, and then I'll let you work independently. 5 5/6 times 2 4/7. Okay, 6. How many 6 do we have? Well, within 5, how many 6 are there? There are 30 of them. 30 divided by 6 is 5, plus the 5 more in the fraction gives us 35/6. And we're going to do the same thing here. Our part size is sevenths. We have 4 of them here, and within the 2, 7 sevenths makes 1, so 14 sevenths would make 2, plus 4 more would be 18 sevenths. Those are kind of awkward looking fractions, aren't they? So what can we do with them? Well, how about we look for an opportunity to simplify? I'm going to swap the denominators here. And do you notice anything? Well, I notice that 18/6 is really 3. And I also notice that 35/7 is really 5. We end up multiplying 2 whole numbers. Here's an example of when we multiplied 2 mixed numbers and the result was a whole number. That will happen on occasion. Okay, so very simple. Make them fractions, simplify, multiply, make sure your answer is in the best form it can be. Okay, give it a try and let me know if you have any difficulties. Okay, all right, talk to you later.